Welcome to Tuesday Night Modern. I am the ubiquitous Taylor Gunn here with the handsome John Douglas.
Handsome as always.
You ready for some hot modern action tonight?
I am primed. I've been waiting for this.
Since
it feels
last
like
Tuesday?
forever.
It feels like 7 days
Since
to me.
the beginning of time.
The beginning, the dawn. On your left, you're looking at Victor Kurz playing a Grixis shadow deck that he's been running for a while, and he's wearing a headband. Is this a thing the young gentlemen are doing these days?
I don't know, man.
All right, on the right, Eddie Sturgill playing Elves, which, you know,
no headband that we can see. He might be wearing a headband under that.
The Elves have never really left Modern, but they haven't made a surge in a while.
Right.
I feel like it's one of those decks that you have to know exists and know what's going on against it.
Yeah, they're gonna play little creatures, and you're gonna either lose them or kill them.
Right. Well, no, my point is that I think that there's a subset of decks in Modern that don't have that you shouldn't put any cards in your sideboard for.
Sure.
But you should just have a good knowledge of the deck, what's in the deck, and that's going to be enough to overcome any advantages they have.
Yeah.
So how many people out there went and got their entries into the Top Deck Productions giveaway?
One man.
One man, John
Douglas. I think I've got
I went to the website and I was astonished that there's so many different ways to enter into the giveaway.
Yeah.
Of it from the Vaults Transform.
Our chat is saying that this matchup is no bueno for Shadow.
Really? Listen, I wouldn't say I've tested the matchup extensively, but the Grixis Shadow deck has engineered explosives, I know, in the sideboard, as well as an Is It Staticaster.
Right. Are those particularly good against Elves?
Both of those seem like pretty good anti-Elves card. Is It Staticaster could do some work.
Just mowing them down. So the problem with Staticaster is that most of their lords are 2/2s.
Right. And so you save the removal for the lords, and the Staticaster cleans up the
little
tokens and the hierarchs and the
visionaries.
The visionaries and the
heritage druids.
Heritage druids, man. I'll get with it tonight, I promise.
Yeah, get your head in the game.
Give me another chance.
Here's a Cavern of Souls. That card's back up to 60. Do you know that?
Is it on both versions?
I don't know about both versions. I was made aware today that it was worth 60.
So when the new ones came out, I liked the new art better than the old art, so yeah. I switched mine into the new art. So I hope the old art's probably still worth a little bit more.
The people were talking about how someone was mentioning they need caverns for their deck. I'm like, just buy them. It's what, like $20? Like, no. Like, all right, man. Matthew, thank you for the follow. Yeah, thanks for bringing it up. I believe it.
Yep, 60, and it looks like the old one is. Or the new one more? Is that what that was just showing me?
Yeah, new one's 65.
How about that?
Big Bear. Yeah, I'm going to Columbus. Taylor's going to Columbus.
Yeah, we're gonna go do a day.
We're gonna hang out on Saturday. I don't think either of us are gonna play.
Do we know what date that is?
The 6th.
I'm gonna slide it into my calendar right now.
You just slide it on in.
So here's a Death Shadow that's a 2/2. I'm wondering how important it is to get that into play. Ooh. Teamer Battle Rage in the graveyard. So I love that because it now turns all your Snapcaster mages into these very dangerous spells.
Yeah, once you get up to 4 mana.
Yeah, well, he's at 2 here. Drawing his 3rd off the opt. And he doesn't have the appropriate life total yet, but
we're getting there.
We're getting there. We're working through.
Push on the Devoted Druid. How do you feel about the including the Devoted Druid combo in the Elves deck?
So I don't think the Elf deck does. It does one powerful thing, and so if you can add an additional powerful thing for the deck to do, I'm more than happy to have some inclusion.
Okay.
It's an elf that, like, you know, it can attack. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Hey, Teddy. I am a gentleman, but I am not a gentleman. So let's get rid of that space.
You're not a gentleman? I've seen you do some very gentle things in your day.
I'm a
I
Renaissance man.
I won't disclose them here because I don't want to, you know, air out your personal life. But
I can, you know.
You're very gentle.
That whole meme, like the he protect, he attack. That's me.
That's you.
That's just me. I do it all.
But most importantly, you what? Solve technical issues with my cell phone service.
I don't think that's most important. Here's the 4th land. Now we're threatening. This is threatening lethal.
Yeah, so here is a Death Shadow threatening lethal. Because this fetch land can take him down to 5. And now we can snap double strike our Death Shadow.
You've only got a 1/1 to block.
Yep, here's the show. Just the way we drew it up.
And that'll do it.
Yeah, so if he blocks there, the Death Shadow's not... oh, I guess it would gain trample. It was ferocious, wasn't it? Yeah, so it had double strike and trample. And that's enough damage. So, I think the Grixis deck stole one there.
Stole one?
Yeah, so that... From what I know, I think that's a one-of in the main. That the Teamer Battle Rage.
Yeah, I mean, Eddie was never in that game.
Yeah, but I think if you're Eddie and you can hold back a little bit, you know, flood the board a little bit.
Oh,
you
sure.
can block that Death Shadow long enough to chip away or get a. I don't know what his, you know, I don't know if he's trying to crater hoof people or what his end goal is. There's a bunch of different ones you can use in this deck. Sometimes it's Azuri and just a bunch of mana get you.
I think you can afford to run like 2 Azuris.
Sure.
But I don't think you can afford to run Crater Hoofs in a deck where you're also trying to run the combo.
Yeah, just one? You don't think you can run one?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea. I've never written out a deck list for this, so I wouldn't know what it looked like. Imagine like 20 lands, 8 mana dorks.
I'm sure Victor's deck list is on topdeckproductions.com.
Absolutely, Victor's
so you can go there and find his deck list as well.
Or a very close approximation. We don't necessarily update before every tournament, so he might be wiggling sideboard cards in and out.
Yeah, Eddie, it didn't seem like a great keep, but it was a 6.
Yeah.
And he had a little bit of action. So I can't really fault him on that, but Spider Monkey will link you. While you're there, you can see the contest to win the From the Vault Transform that I'm going to win because you're not going to enter.
Yeah, and here's the thing. You can enter upwards of 10 times.
What?
Yeah, there's all kinds of different ways to gain entries.
That is wild. And
most
crazy.
of them involve interacting with Top Deck Productions.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's the goal. Interact with Top Deck Productions, enter the contest, live the dream. Own a From the Vaults Transform. Did they put a Westvale Abbey in there?
I have no idea. I don't think so.
I really felt like out of that cycle of transform cards, I thought Westvale Abbey was a very good one. I know that inside the set they were trying to do like things transformed into Eldrazi's, and Westvale really didn't do that at all.
No. That was more the second set than the first one.
Right.
They do include both Bruna and Gisela, which I'm sure takes up
a lot of spots from that block.
A lot of spots from that block.
Yeah. There's only so many things you can include from any one given. Oh,
look at that. We got 2 links for you.
Look at this.
Who's a good spotter monkey?
You want to shout out to the spotter monkey? Took all his exams. Smart boy. I'm real proud of him. and we're
Who?
glad to have him back. The Spotter Monkey. He was away.
What? Who do you think's running the stream right now?
I thought it was Matt.
Interesting.
No? Is it Jake?
Interesting.
Who's out there? Is it Ray?
Interesting. Interesting that you think a Star Wars character is running the stream for us.
I don't know anybody's name. I don't know anything really.
That's fine.
Herpaderp. Just herpaderping my way through this cast.
All right,
now.
so a much better start here for Eddie.
Yep, keeps a 7, puts down the Elvish Mystic, which was the replacement for the Llanowar Elves. They wanted to singularize that one, and Llanowar Elves is plural. It's hard to have a plural 1/1.
Also, uses the name Llanowar, which makes it a little bit awkward for reprinting in things other than a core set. Where you could dump an Elvish Mystic anywhere.
Sure. There's lots of those everywhere. They don't have to necessarily come from Llanowar.
Absolutely.
So yeah, should we do like an event at the SCG? Should we have like an open challenge? Any 3 people wanna team rotch against us?
Who's gonna be our third?
We'll wrangle somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always down for a team rotch. Don't get me wrong.
I haven't team rotched any set in a long time. I forget. The last one I can remember was. It might have been Cons of Tarkir.
Cons of Tarkir.
Because Lauren Nolan was across from me, and he just crushed me. It did not end well.
Yeah, he's got your number, man.
He does have my number. He's got a lot of people's number. It's part of his job.
That's true.
All right.
Oh, look, Ray from Star Wars has agreed to be our third.
Sorry, Ren. I messed up your name. I called you a Star Wars character. I'm the worst.
It's not Ren.
What is it? What?
You're just on the wrong person, man.
I'm the worst.
You are the worst.
I don't know who's out there. Dude. XD. Roar.
So the dude XD is going to be our third.
Is he? She? Who's out there? Just tell me who's out there.
Just go out there and find out, man.
I'm not leaving the match. This is a tight one.
Thoughtseize.
I see.
Oh my.
He's brought in the Chameleon Colossus. That's probably not one I would have utilized myself.
It's good. It's good here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Survives all the removal.
Blocks all of his guys.
Okay.
And then when he gets enough mana, swings in for lethal.
To get the trample?
As pro black.
Snapcaster can block the hell out of that thing.
Oh, come on, your Snapcasters.
Alrighty.
And your mages. I don't know what this white bordered elf is. Is that a Llanowar elf?
Yes. That's a Llanowar elf from 7th edition.
Why did he not attack for 2?
Well, who knows? Maybe he's trying to keep his life total high until he's ready to kill him.
I guess. There's a bribery.
Here's
These guys
the youngest Pyromancer.
Block this Chameleon Colossus all day and night.
Yeah, I mean that's
Pop it. Pop your Horizon Canopy. It's time.
yeah, it's the right thing to do.
There you go.
Gets it out of there. Nice job. Looks at another card.
Drew him an Archdruid, I believe.
Here's a Heritage Druid. We're going to make some mana here. And here's an Archdruid. So now
This is good.
Eddie's orchestrated a situation where he can really generate a lot of mana.
He gets to swing it for 5 here.
Yeah, so the Chameleon Colossus is conveniently an elf.
How convenient.
One of the bigger elves.
Now Victor's put himself in a kind of a strange spot. If he doesn't have this spot removal here, he's not going to be able to
get wide enough.
Right.
So the whole point of the Young Pyromancer is to get wide.
Or to stop your opponent's get wide strat.
Yeah, by getting wide.
Yeah. Oh, he's got the elemental tokens. Not foil. How embarrassing.
Not the foil unstable ones.
I like the full art version of this better than the foil one, but that's just me.
Oh yeah, would you play that side of it?
I would play that side of it for this elemental specifically.
Okay. I'm super into the silver bordered goblin tokens.
Oh yeah?
I thought those are so nice looking.
They don't have the full art elf on the or the full art goblin on the back though.
Right, because it's representing a goblin that's created in the set.
Yeah. How silly is that?
I don't know.
Practically the silliest.
Just the silliest goose there is. Alright.
So can Victor survive here? He blocks 7, takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as is. Here's this silly goblin.
Yeah, that's one of my faves.
He's so silly. He's got a big old nose. He's got a big nose.
Alright, fantastic. Victor looks like he's down to 5 after cycling a Street Wraith.
Oh, we cycled a Street Wraith there?
Is that what did? I thought that's what happened. I don't see another way he could have taken damage. The lands were in play, and I thought that Street Wraith ended up on top. But he since rearranged his graveyard, so it's difficult for us to know.
Alright, now a second Elvish Archer to join the fray. We're floating 2 mana currently. Doing complex math.
Oh, we float.
Turns everybody sideways. Yeah, he can block 3 guys. I don't think he was technically dead, but whatever.
He was dead.
Whatever.
He was dead. He was at a very low total.
He was at 5. He could have blocked all of it except for 1 creature, which would have been 3.
Yep.
Put him to 2. But he had to sacrifice his young Peasy.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing to come to grips with, and you got to block with that key creature. Didn't see any sideboard cards on Victor's side.
Well, he had engineered explosives in hand.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, just never had the time to cast it or the mana to cast it, as it were. Plus, what are you going to put it on? Like, you can put it on 1 and hit a couple things. You can put it on 2 and hit 1 thing. Or you can put it on 3 and try and snipe the Archdruids. It's not a clean answer, honestly.
Yeah, it's pretty messy. It takes 2 turn cycles most of the time.
You want a nice Anger the Gods here, or
yeah,
just to have the appropriate spot removal.
What?
Who are those kids? They're
yeah, there was a pack of kids that came in
they
here.
all looked very similar. Like, they were all brothers, but they were all the same age, it looked like. We're very close.
So sometimes, when a woman becomes pregnant,
Yeah?
she can carry more than 1 child.
What?
Yes.
How did they do it?
Several ways.
It was a rhetorical question.
Oh, okay. Anyway, Victor's really reviewing that last game. This guy is a student not only of life, but of Magic the Gathering.
Not only of Magic the Gathering, but also of life.
But also of life. And not only of life is in biology, life is in philosophy, the arts.
How it finds a way.
And he will think back on every game he plays to see if he could have wiggled his way into a win. And I think that's an approach that you have to have if you're trying to get better at Magic the Gathering.
Sure. I think it may have been a bad keep for him, but who's to say? I didn't honestly see it because we were on the overhead cam yet. Or I was busy talking. I forget which.
Yeah, I mean, any number of things are possible there. But my point is, just giving Victor a compliment on his...
Oh, you were complimenting him?
Yes.
Okay. I would never do that. Why are we just throwing money around?
Alright, there's just cash.
Eddie
Cash.
dealing from the
Velcro wallet.
Yeah.
Is it a Velcro wallet?
I think that was a Velcro wallet.
I'm into it. My Wendy's. Oh, good. Glad that said Wendy's instead of he said. We got a note back here that said it, and we can see him typing it up, and it said W-E. I'm like, oh, bye. Just Wendy's.
I don't know why we need that update.
No, that's fine.
We're gonna just assume he was paying off a judge.
Yeah. Here's an Azuri. We know Azuri's in Eddie's deck now.
Oh man, this is not a good 6. So he's got a couple of good pieces, but he doesn't have any mana acceleration. He doesn't have any of the more explosive creatures.
Doesn't any white mana to cast his Path to Exile?
Yeah, you can get white mana.
You can get
It'll
by.
show up. You're not gonna need it in the first couple turns against Victor. That's more of a late game card.
Sure.
So I think we're gonna see a Nettle Sentinel turn 1 from Eddie.
And if you remember your triggers and play that card aggressively, you can really get some work done with that Nettle Sentinel.
Oh, here's a Sleight of Hand.
Yeah, I was talking to another Grixis aficionado about the Opt Sleight of Hand Serum Vision's whole situation with that deck.
Mm-hmm.
And they're on like 10 of them. 9 to 10 of them. So you play like 1 or 2 Sleight of Hands.
Okay.
Here's the Nettle Sentinel hit and play. I'd really like to see this thing go to town, get in 2 or 3 good attacks.
I agree. I think it's more important to attack Victor on turns 4 and 5 than it is on turns 2 and 3, though.
Sure. I agree. So what you can do here is, even if you don't have a turn 2 play, Eddie can attack with it, and then his turn 3 play will untap it.
Mm-hmm.
So they can attack on turn 3. So just a little bit of sequencing. The card's not as bad as it looks. Like if you were to open up booster pack of that set and just be like, oh, this card kind of sucks, but it's not. It's very good.
Oh wow. So kills the Nettle Sentinel. This is actually pretty good for Eddie.
And he gets a duress type effect. He can steal an instant or a sorcery.
He doesn't. So Eddie doesn't have a lot of, like, that Nettle Sentinel wasn't going to do a lot for Eddie, but all these other cards in his hand are.
Sure.
And it just so happens those creatures are all 2/2s. So to have that removal spell down on something that is decidedly inconsequential. Oh, and here's the Nettle Sentinel anyway, by the way. That Lily's going to be strong.
Yeah, Liliana's going to really have some time to get large. Maybe bring back some creatures, that kind of stuff.
Potentially. Victor doesn't have the 3rd land to get it down. And if he stalls on this too long, then Eddie's going to just blow up with this Archdruid
into Collected Company. Is that a worship, or is that a...
I think it might have been like a Dragon's Claw.
It's a white card. Or a white bordered card.
It was white bordered, for sure. Listen, Big Bear. I want that from the Vault's Transform, and if you win that, you're shipping it back to me.
Yeah. John Douglas is serious about this.
Dead serious.
Dead serious.
I really want to flip some nice promo Huntmasters.
The Huntmaster looks sweet.
Yeah. I wish it was not foil.
Yeah, I'm in on this. Give us the not foil versions.
Yeah. Look at this.
She's a beaut. Got that cool wolf with her.
Here's the flip. I don't like the flip as much, but that's fine.
The thing I
You
do
take the
like,
good with the bad.
the thing I do like that they do with the werewolves is they kind of put him in like a crouching gorilla position with like the really long upper appendage. The arm, if you will. I mean, a wolf doesn't have an arm. It all has 4 paws. But I like the way they do that. It makes it like very human wolf hybrid-esque.
Huh. Kill all your guys.
Here's all the guys down. And it looks like Victor is really taking advantage of Eddie's stumble here.
Yeah, while Eddie was drawing these 1-drops to potentially pressure Victor's life total.
Yep.
Victor was drawing removal, and Eddie was not drawing any land.
Yeah, if Eddie could have drawn running lands and made a play every turn.
Oh yeah.
It's a very different game. I mean, I think Victor's still in that game, but
here's a cavern.
I want Eddie to pick his hand up so I can see what this card is.
It's got to be a worship, right?
I'm thinking of whiteboarded cards you would play in this deck. I mean, worship is one of his outs.
It is white-bordered.
Yeah, worship's a whiteboarded card you would play.
He would have played Llanowar Elves earlier.
Llanowar Elves would be in.
He drew this thing with 2 mana and just passed. So swing for 8, 9, 10.
I take it here.
I mean, you could jump in front of an elemental.
Sure. Yeah, you block an elemental.
You could probably
go to
just
9.
take it too. So if you block an elemental, you can get blown out by a fatal push. And the difference between taking 9 and 10 here is literal nothing.
Right. Yeah, my goal is to be able to make better blocks next turn. With my collected company, for sure.
Absolutely. Calling the bluff on the fatal push.
Alright, yep.
I don't have a foil cavern for you, man. If I did, I'd make it
here's
happen.
The push. Push it real good.
I think you drew a land.
There's an additional land. Is
Plains?
it another Cavern of Souls?
I think it might be just a basic plains.
Is it?
It does look like a worship.
No.
Nope, cavern.
Additional cavern. So he has the 1 forest, and these caverns produce colorless, so we can cast the collected company.
Yeah, we can collect a company here.
Hopefully generating some blockers.
So he wasn't managing his graveyard with priority. Like, he attacked, and while Eddie was thinking about blocks, he was rearranging his graveyard. And yes, he definitely got punished on that block. There was no point in blocking there, but it happens.
Yeah, saving 1's pretty irrelevant there.
You're still dead here if you don't have blockers.
Yeah. Yeah, you're still dead either way. I mean, if he had Elvish Archdruid here and he draws the cavern, I think since Victor knows, you probably just use the mana to cast the Cavern of Souls and then tap the Archdruid to play Azuri. Or use the mana to play the Collected Company.
Alright, so here's a... What can he get here? Double Dwynen? Dwynen's lead does it? Oh no, this is just really bad.
Yeah, this is just a bunch of mana idiots. Yep.
And so he can take 3 here and block a Death Shadow, block a Young Pyromancer.
Yeah, everybody's gonna die, so we're just gonna block and get the young Pyromancer there too. Unless your goal is to try and draw planes here and cast this worship.
I guess.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm playing against a Grixis deck. You just have to assume your guys are gonna die anyway.
Right. I mean, if that's your only out is to have your guys not die, then Selfless spirit. It was a worship. Alright, so that'll do it. Elves suffers humiliating defeat at the hands of little elemental boys.
Little red boys.
It happens, man. It happens. So,
we've got some scouting to do.
We've got some scouting to do. About 20 minutes, we'll be back for round 2. Try to find a hot one for you guys.
We'll see you then.